Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to 7.3.4 Ebb Flow Knockdown and Steady Perseverance. This is one of the tough parts of 7.3.4. So jumping right into it, there is Ebb Flow Knockdown, so the defender will take 60% less damage unless you knock them down, and that will give you a 12-second window where you can do 100% damage and your damage will increase by 40%. And Kinetic Transference is whenever you will block the attack, the defender will gain extra power, extra 10% power on that. And Steady Perseverance, whenever you will knock down the opponent, they will get stun immune for 8 seconds and plus 2 seconds for any unique defender buffs on them. And Evasive Maneuvers, whenever you will knock them down for 10 seconds, they will get an evade charge. So this one forces you to knock the defenders down, and when you knock them down to do them extra damage, it gives them an evade charge and also makes them stun immune. So it can be a very annoying path. Some good champions here are going to be your compounding damage champions. So all of your Agons, your Gilly 29, Star Lord, Hercules, all of those work, or champions that have guaranteed hits. So in the short amount of time you get for 12 seconds, you can do maximum damage to them. And some other good champions are also mentioned that are anti-evade champions. I would highly suggest you to boost well, and the defender is going to be really annoying. The boss we're going to do is going to be a Sorcerer Supreme. We're going to take him out with a Horseman Archangel, so stay tuned for that. And for the setup, I am going to go with the suicide setup for this as well, because with extra damage I can finish off the fights faster. So I hope this helps guys, and before we jump into the path, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot. Now the first fight is against a Gwenpool. Now this is a very simple fight, or she is very easy to deal with. A special 1 and special 2 can be evaded easily. You just need to be careful about the evade charge. Instead of using a heavy like I did, I would highly suggest you to just use your basic light attacks and trigger the evade charge, and then you can wait for them to throw a heavy, or you can bait it out and then you can go back and attack. The whole concept is you knock down the opponent, the protection will go down, and then as fast as possible you can get that evade charge used and throw a special, so you can do extra damage because you get 40% extra damage as well. Now if you have an anti-evade champion, then you don't have to worry about the evasive maneuvers or somebody with true strike. So I am using Apocalypse here. I am slowly building that anti-evade. The first fight will take a little bit of time for me to build that anti-evade. Once I have that, then I don't need to worry about the evade from the evasive maneuvers. I can just simply knock down the opponent and throw a special in the face just like that and do a lot of the damage. So the first fight is a good place to build up any of one of your champion that you're gonna bring in. Apocalypse is a good option because of some of the defenders also coming up ahead. Otherwise you can use champions with high critical chances. So for example, your Aegon will work really well. Proxima Midnight is a really good counter for all of this path, because when she blocks, she reduces ability accuracies by 200%. So whenever the defender will you will parry the defender or you block the hit, they will not gain power because of kinetic transference. So she is a really good counter as well that I will use against Joe Fixit. Now this next fight is going to be very annoying because for a few things. First, you have to control the Ebb Flow Knockdown, then there's Steady Perseverance, and then after the above he's a bit more annoying, and his specials are also very annoying. You cannot control them and you can keep throwing them, and with unblockable he will give you quite a lot of damage. Now I am using Proxima Midnight, and I understand most people would not have Proxima Midnight, so I would highly suggest you two things. One, always try to push him to an SP2. The way you do that is you keep blocking and let him come and hit into your block, and because of kinetic transference, he will get that extra energy and power, and he can be pushed to an SP2, which is easily available. If you go to an SP1, you're in a world of hurt and he will kill you off very quick. If not, other champions that you can use are going to be your champions that can do a lot of damage in a very short amount of time, like good crits. So for example, Aegon and Hercules will work really well against him. Also, you can use champions with like invisibility, so for example your Ghost can work here as well. Also champions like Daredevil will work because they can completely evade the SP1. Same can go for your Spider-Man Stark enhanced as well. So it's quite a few champions that he can use, but this is a technical fight. If you just let him throw SP1s, they are going to be doing a lot of block damage to you, and those block damage alone will kill you off. So the best way is to just keep pushing him to an SP2. If he's near an SP1, just keep blocking, let him come and hit into your block and re-parry, and then do some 4-5 hits and push him to an SP2, and you can kill him off. I used a Proxima Midnight. So Proxima Midnight has this ability that she stops all the nodes from working while she's blocking. So I am blocking, that's why the kinetic transference is not working, and once I have all three of those missions, I'm just gonna knock him down so I can remove the protection first, and then I will throw an SP3 to kill him off. Next defender is going to be Kingpin. He's just a big meatball. All you need to do is to keep him to an SP1 only. Let him throw his SP1s, and you can use champions that have a compounding damage. So you can use somebody like Aegon, you can use somebody like Star-Lord, Gilly 2099. All of those champions that get more damage with increased combo meter, they will work really well. Now champions that have high crit rate or really high damage can work well. So your Corvuses can work here. Also your Spider-Man Stark enhanced with 10 prowesses. So yeah, all you need to do is to stay back, let him throw his SP1s, and that's it. And once you think you have enough, so for example, I'm using Star-Lord, I'm gonna wait for having enough combo meter so my damage is increased, then I'm gonna throw a heavy attack right after his special one. You just time it right, and then his protection will be down for 12 seconds, and I will have extra 40% damage just there, and I can go and attack him with an SP3 extra damage. I will also drop a lot of health from him. So that's how I would play him. Just keep him to an SP1, do not push him to an SP2, and slowly chip away from him, and you can easily take him down. This is a very good place if you want to have built up Aegon charges, or Hercules, or any of those compounding damage like Gilly 2099. So this is a good fight for that. Next fight is going to be against a Gambit. This is to show you an example how to use a champion that has a lot of crits. Now I am using Corvus Grave with in synergy with Proxima Midnight, so I try to knock him down. Once he has evade charge, he will evade. I used my heavy to get one charge from that, and once I kill Gambit off, I will get another charge. So now I have two strikes, so I can easily go through this fight. I don't need to worry about the evasive maneuvers. The special attacks from Gambit, both SP1 and SP2, can be easily evadable. So all I'm gonna do is to build up to an SP2, knock him down, and then use an SP2 and do a lot of damage and kill him off quick. So again, other champions that can work here as well are also mentioned. Same concept, nothing really too difficult. The specials can be easily evaded, so just slowly either use champions with compounding damage or use champions with a high critical rate. The whole thing is for the small amount of window you get between knocking down the opponent and protection get coming back up 12 seconds, you have 40% increased damage, so you have to take the most advantage of that. And champions like Corvus or champions with a high crit rate of damage allow you to just do that. Now next up is going to be against the Agent Venom. Now for the same reasons he will be annoying as was your Joe Fixit. Just try to push him to an SP2 only, and because he will have shrug off as well, so it'd be a little difficult to control him with another champion. So in my case I am going to control him with the Apocalypse. The trouble here that when he throws an SP1 he does have a lot of hits in it, and for every hit he will gain power because of kinetic transference. So as soon as he throws an SP1 he'll get another one, and he can keep throwing that on an endless loop or go to an SP2 or even SP3 and kill you off. So the best way to deal with that is to bring in a champion that can either keep his tenacity in check or is a bleed immune, or gives you enough space to let him throw a heavy and then you can retaliate with that. So there's quite a few different options. I am going with Apocalypse purely because Apocalypse has anti-evade as well, and also he can do a lot of damage on the specials, and also there is class advantage. So so Apocalypse is actually a pretty good counter against Agent Venom. You can also use Proxima Midnight, so you don't have to worry about the kinetic transference, so you just can block it out. Now you can use champions that can easily evade the specials that have auto evade. So for example, Spider-Man Stark Enhanced or Daredevil will work as well, so it's your choice you want to pick. The pain point for this fight is going to be him using a special one over and over and getting SP2 or even SP3 because of kinetic transference, and on top of that there is also tenacity and bleeds for him from SP1. So you need a counter that can look after all of them, or at least most of them. So I hope that helps, guys. And the final fight before the boss is going to be a rogue. So she's not very difficult, or she will shrug off your stuns and your debuffs very quickly. So the best way I feel like to approach her is to let her hit into your block and get her to an SP1 or SP2 or beta heavy, and then you can retaliate. Best champions that will work will be, by this time your critical champions or compounding champions should be ramped up nicely, so her specials both can be easily evaded. So let her throw the specials and you can attack back in again and you can kill her off. She is one of the easier fights of the section, so nothing much to worry about here. Just if you need Apocalypse to get those charges, she's a mutant champion rogue, so you can use that. Or if you have a Corvus, you need a charge, so this is a good place to get all of that before you get into the boss fight. And the boss fight is going to be against a Sorcerer Supreme. Now there is Prey on the weak, so every time there's a buff that expires on you as an attacker, Sorcerer Supreme will gain power. There is also Spite, so if there is a buff on you, that will keep giving power to Sorcerer Supreme. And also there is going to be a Staggering Beauty, so there will be, every time you're near, every 3 seconds there will be a stagger debuff on you, and if you're away, that stagger will go away. And if you have more than 3 debuffs on you, the defender goes unblockable. That is Sorcerer Supreme. So this is a slow fight that you need to play with. She will gain a lot of power and she can go unblockable as well. I would suggest you to try to push her to an SP2 that is much easily evadable. You can evade the SP1 as well, but SP2 is much more easier. In the other video I did this with magic. Now I am doing with a Horseman Archangel. You can just use a Horseman Archangel and just parry and heavy and use that to your advantage, and neurotoxins will melt her away. Other options are also mentioned, so I hope those help, guys. Miles will be a really good option here. Also will be a Apocalypse. Also, if you use Captain America Infinity War with the skill champion to remove those staggers and debuffs. So I hope this helps, guys, and it helps you complete 7.3.4. I'll finish off 7.3 all the remaining 6 parts very quick, so stay tuned to the channel, guys. And apart from that, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.